Hey, good morning. I was about to do my sourdough starter, and I was soaking my beans for last night. I soaked them for 24 hours, and I'm making a big pot of chili today in the crock pot. So I put my beans on the soak yesterday afternoon, and I was about to do my video for the starter, and I just really wanted to share this with everybody. Soaking beans is an old tradition that they did back. Your grandma may have soaked beans. You may soak beans. I mean, it does tell you on the package that you should soak them first. The reason why you soak them, the main reason you soak them, is because, you know, that first bit of water that comes off of it, my great-grandmother told me this, the first bit of water that comes off of it is it's the stuff that has like the things in it that cause gas. And nobody really wants gas, but that's the main reason why she told me that you needed to soak them. Well, I never thought it was a big deal, so I've never soaked them. And then usually I didn't use dry beans. I used, you know, canned beans because it was more convenient. And I've only recently, probably within the last couple years, started doing my own dry beans. I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. But let me just explain. When I put this water in last night, it was clear. Or yesterday afternoon, it was clear. And you can see that it's kind of brownish looking here, which is kind of a natural color anyways. And there's like this big foamy thing. It looks like I stuck some dish detergent in there and it's all foamy. Well, that foamy stuff is anti-nutrients. Now, what is anti-nutrients? Anti-nutrients is, let's see here. Anti-nutrients is phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors. Basically, it kind of blocks your body from getting what it needs. So these beans are full of protein and nutrition, and when we don't soak it and we don't get those anti-nutrients off, then we're not getting the protein and the good stuff out of there as much as it could be. I've never really had a whole huge problem with beans. I've always loved beans. In fact, we probably eat a lot of beans just because, you know, we like to make a lot of tacos and things like that, and we like to throw little beans on it, and I make my own, what do you call it, like refried beans and things like that. And I've only started doing that since, you know, like recently, like within the last couple of years with doing all the new stuff that I've been doing. But anyways, I just wanted to share this, and I'm watching myself as I'm saying, I'm like looking at my eyes, but anyways, so I kind of explained what anti-nutrients are, and you may not think it's important, and you may not think you have a problem with digesting beans, because I never thought that I did. I challenge you to try this. See how it makes you feel. Like do it a couple times, see if it makes a difference, and then don't do it one day and see the difference, because it's a huge difference to me. When I was using, say for example, canned chili beans and all that canned stuff with all those preservatives and stuff, and that's more, I mean, I could sit here and talk or write a ton about all the things that I have learned about the things that are in our foods, that our bodies are just like, I'll just touch on this really quickly. Our bodies are full of natural chemicals. It's amazing. When you really get into it and you really get into looking into it, there's a lot going on in your body. One of my favorite books is The Obesity Code. One of my daughter's doctors, I've read a lot of stuff, but he mentioned it to me probably this last year. He was like, you know, have you read that book? And I hadn't, but as I read that book, when I left his office, I downloaded a copy of that book, and as I was reading it within the next couple of days, it's like, wow, this is what I've been doing, so I feel like I've been doing this right. And that's what he was saying, is we aren't doing things like this anymore. If you look into your genetic background, yeah, sure, some people are heavy, but that doesn't mean that's the reason why you're obese. You may be obese because what your heritage is and the foods that they ate, you're not doing that. So your body is genetically, chemically off from what you're eating. And that may sound weird, but if you really look at it and you look at the science part of it, a lot of my my mother's family is German and Scottish. So those are like predominantly, you know, sourdough bakers and fermenters. So as soon as I started baking sourdough and fermenting food, it was amazing the difference that I felt just in my energy, how my stomach felt. I have chronic disease, which is fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue, and there's a few other little things, you know, kind of similar in there, but it's helped me to get off of a lot of medication, which was making me absolutely sicker. So this is the best I've been in probably 5 years, and so I'm excited about it, and so that's why I'm sharing a lot of this. But anyways, let me get back to the beans. The beans, just, it's amazing how much different wholesome foods make you fuller. I would make a pot of chili, and I would use, you know, the canned beans and the canned tomato sauce. Now I use real tomatoes, and I use beans that I've soaked. And a bowl of chili is filling, and I'm full until the next day. A bowl before, that was an appetizer. I'd have, you know, 2 big bowls and some crackers, and then I'd, you know, go to bed, and at midnight I'd wake up and I'd be hungry again. And so I think that has a lot to do with that. And that's a lot of the things that doctor talks about in the book that I was telling you about, The Obesity Code. And he talks a lot about allergies and chronic sickness and things like that, diabetes, and how it has so much to do with just our chemical makeup of our bodies. But anyways, let me show you this anti-nutrients, which is there. It just looks like bubbles. Not a big deal. It's very kind of stinky. So I'm going to wash all that off, and then I'm going to cook my beans, and they're going to be yummy. So have a good day. Bye-bye.